Hello students and welcome to the next lesson on Python 0 to Hero series. So if you have watched every lesson till now, you are ready to write down the basic programs in Python. In fact, you have already worked on a basic exercise on fitness tracking app. And if you have joined us recently, you can access the previous videos anytime in our playlist. In this video, we are going to talk about strings in detail. We have already been talking about strings a lot, but this video would help you to enter into the strings in detail. So let's move to our Colab notebook straight away. So you have already seen strings many times. You know that whatever data we write inside the double quotes or single quotes is referred to as a text or as a string data type. Here in playlist variable, I have stored a string Python 0 to Hero series. While in the creator variable, I am taking an input from the user and that data would be stored inside the creator variable. And by default, whatever input takes is considered as a string data type. And then I am printing playlist, that is whatever is stored in the playlist. Then I will print another string by, and then I will print the data inside the creator. So suppose I enter children who wrote. So it will print Python 0 to Hero series by children who wrote. Perfect. So now let's see how this data, that is the string data, is stored inside the computer memory. So if I take the creator variable, inside the memory, the data is stored. Let's suppose I take from here. So it will be C H I L D R E N. Okay. Then W in caps, H O C O D and E. So this is how it is stored inside the memory. That is, it is referred by a variable named creator, and every item in this string is stored in a sequential manner. That is, they are all stored together under the name creator, and every character has a position. So position starts from 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. Right? Now, you can see, you can also call it as an array, as a list of characters. And from this string array, if you want to access any individual character, you can. How? By writing down the name of the list and in the square brackets tell what position you want. So you can write 7. So when you will print this, it will print n. So this is known as indexing. All these are index values starting from 0 till 14. Similarly, if you store any data with a space, space is also stored as a character. Like suppose you write A space B space C. So space is also a character, and they will have the position 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you will try to access the data at position 1, it will give you a space. Right. So now let's try coding it. So suppose I write print creator 7. It will print the character at 7th position. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and similarly, if you access 0, it should give you the first character. Right? Now, if you will write any value, any number here, which is beyond the range, that is, there are not even 20 characters inside children who told, so it will give you an error, string index out of range. And if you write down a negative number, so suppose I write -1, -1 means it will start from the last, so it will give you the last character, that is E. Similarly, if you write -2, it will give you D, and so on. So there is no such thing like -0. So the last character starts from -1. So if you don't know like what is the length of the list and you just want the last character, just write -1. -2 will give you the second last. And the indexing starts from 0, just to mention it again. Okay. Now, if we have a look on the same data again, this was that using the indexing, you can just access a single element. What if you want to access a range of elements? Like suppose you want to access this. So in this case, you will write the name of the list creator, tell the starting position, that is 4, put a colon and write down one step ahead of the last index value, that is write 9. So because this value is excluded. So now in this case, it will print 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it will print DRENW. So let's try this. Let's print creator, start from 4, go till 9. So it will print 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it will start from D, R, E, N. Okay, instead of I have written it wrong here, it should be children who wrote. Okay, so this is how you do the slicing. So what is the format of slicing? It's the name of the list, square brackets, tell him from where to start, where to stop, and there is also a third value known as step, that is how many items to skip. So for example, if we write print creator, start from 1, go till 13 and step by 2. So that means it will start from H, then it will start from H, then L, then R, N, H, C, and D would be skipped because 13 is excluded. So this last value is excluded. So between 1 to 13, that is till 1 to 12, it will skip one element, or you can say that it will step by 2. So first it will print the first character, that is item at the position 1, then 1 plus 2, 3, then 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 2, 7, and so on. Okay, so now let's try printing it. So you can see it will print H, then L, then R, then N, then H, and then C. So this is known as slicing. Slicing means you can print a range of elements where you mention from where to start, where to stop, and how to step. Okay. Now, if you want to print the string in a reverse manner, you can use the negative indexing. How? Let's see. So you can tell him from where to start. So suppose you want to start from 12 and you want to go till 2. So 2 would be excluded, just remember. And then step by -2. So let's run it. So now you can see I have corrected this because by mistake I had written, instead of children who wrote, I had entered E instead of W. So I've corrected this here. So now when you start from 12, go till 2 and then step by -2, it will start from O, then E, then small e, and then D. And he needs to stop before 2. So it will stop here. So this is how you can use to print the string in the reverse manner. So now by default, the default value of start is 0. That is, if you don't tell him from where to start, it will start from 0. If you don't tell it where to stop, it will go till the last element. And if you don't tell it how to step, it by default steps by 1. So that means if you don't tell Python from where to start, that is, you skip the start value and you just tell that go till 6 and step by 2. So it will start from 0. So it will print C, I, D. Okay. If you don't tell where to stop, you tell where to start, but you don't tell where to stop, it will go till the end. Okay. And if you don't tell how to step, it will step by 1. See, so it started from 2, that is I, and it went till the end. So this is how you can perform indexing and slicing. So now let's see how some of the arithmetic operators work on strings. So suppose I create a variable first which stores children. Then I create second which stores who. And then we create third variable which stores goat. So now if I say that in the result add all these, first plus second plus third, then print result. So when you try to add 2 or more strings, they just get concatenated together, children who go, without any spaces, because they just get concatenated the way they are. Let's try something else. So suppose we have creator equals children who quote, and suppose you try to multiply this variable by any number. Suppose you multiply by 5. So print result, and you need to put a equals. So what happens by the multiplication? That string gets repeated that number of times. So if you want to repeat any string, just multiply it by the number of times you want to repeat it. So this is a basic introduction on strings. We have seen how the string is actually stored inside the memory as an array of characters, and how the positions are assigned to them starting from 0, how we can access individual or a range of characters, or we can also print the reverse list. And then we also saw how the plus and multiply operators work on the list. So now, as usual, start practicing. This Colab link will be there in the video description. Join the Discord group if you have not yet joined. We are there to answer your every query. So tomorrow we will see what all methods Python provides for the strings. So before you watch the next video, you should be comfortable in creating the strings, accessing their individual characters or a range of characters. So keep practicing. Happy coding!